Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I got you with another informational video today. This one's a little bit different. It's on game theory, but more specifically tempo. The idea of tempo is in a lot of different stuff, but before I get started, I just wanted to let you know I'm sad that Xenozard shut down. I was enjoying it, even though I was taking a break from making content for a while. By the time I was planning on coming back, they had already announced the shutdown, and it just really wasn't worth it. So I've just kind of gone back to playing Apex. So, back to the idea, what is tempo? You may have heard the term tempo before while watching a tournament or a competition. The theory of tempo is a little confusing when trying to just deduce it from the context. In the video, I'm going to try to explain the theory of tempo and how it applies to really any game or activity beyond just card games. And I truly believe understanding the concept is critical to succeed in any competitive activity, whether it's Apex, chess, Hearthstone, Magic, whatever. So let's start from the beginning. The term tempo was first popularized by Blizzard's Hearthstone. You may have heard of Reynad's group called Tempo Storm, but since its popularization, it has spread to other card games such as Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! However, this concept can apply to really any other game. So, what is tempo? Tempo can be defined as the momentum of the game, match, or fight. What this basically means is the status of your game state in relation to your end goal versus your opponent's. In less formal terms, how close are you getting to your end state versus how close is your opponent to theirs? You can think of it as a math formula. Tempo equals your game state over your opponent's. If the theoretical number is greater than 1, then tempo is in your favor, while if it's less than 1, it's in your opponent's favor. You can generate tempo in lots of different ways. You can progress your game state, it will increase your number, or you can mess with your opponent's game state and it will decrease their number. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. You use special different kind of cards to interact with it. In Yu-Gi-Oh, you have stuff like hand traps. Apex or Overwatch, you have your hero abilities, and the way they interact on your team versus your opponents is what generates tempo. Tempo can and normally will swing wildly during the game, and the way you interact with these will generate tempo, and there's a couple different types of them, and I'm going to try to define the three major ones in my opinion, which are catch up, win more, and the very cleverly named tempo play. I'm going to try to define them all and give you some examples. And so we're just going to start with catch up. Catch up actions are designed to be used when tempo is in your opponent's advantage. The goal is to swing tempo back in your favor. These are usually high risk move with a large upside. A couple examples would be Flame Strike in Hearthstone or Evenly Matched in Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're thinking of like Apex, Gibby's Ultimate. Flame Strike and Evenly Matched are pretty obvious since they are designed for clearing boards of large enemies and punishing overextension. So your opponent's like, you know what, I'm going to win. I'm going to put like 9 monsters on the field, and they're all going to have 3 health. Well, you just throw a Flame Strike out there. It wipes them all. Tempo's back in your favor. For Gibby, though, that one's a little bit harder to explain, and it might be a little bit of a stretch, but just bear with me here. So you're being pushed by the enemy team. You throw down your bubble. One of your guys is down. You drop your ultimate on top of him, on top of your bubble. The opponent has 2 choices. They can push through your ultimate to try to kill you, or they could just wait it out. If they decide to wait it out, then it gives you time to heal or res your teammates. If they decide to push in, there's a chance of it downing 1 or damaging more than 1. All of these actions swing the tempo back in your favor. Can generate tempo. Now, they're kind of like last-ditch defensive efforts, and those abilities can be used to generate tempo as well as, remove tempo from your opponent. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what win more. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like you're winning more. And the idea behind it is there cards or moves or abilities that are designed to close out a game and guarantee a win. There's 2 really good examples I have. The first one in Yu-Gi-Oh is a card called Gustav Max. More specifically, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. He allows you to burn your opponent for 2,000 damage. So if you're in the middle of a game, your opponent's at like 1,500, you can just make them burn your opponent for 2,000, game's over. It's a win more card. Now, in Hearthstone, you have a card like Kel'Thuzad that revives minions that died that turn. And the idea behind it is you're just going to keep generating these monsters for free. You're going to gain all this value. You're going to gain all this tempo. And your opponent's not going to have to spend points trying to remove your minions as well as deal with your tempo play. And once Kel'Thuzad hits the field and he's already cycled once or twice, you kind of just win the game because your tempo just starts to snowball with characters like him. Other games have win more tactics such as Overwatch. So if you've ever watched Overwatch League, or if you've ever watched a stream, and maybe you've been a part of this, and there's just a team getting absolutely rickrolled, what you'll notice is that the defending team will try to push into the attacking team spawns, or vice versa. The idea behind is we're going to be very aggressive. We're going to hold them in their spawn so they don't even get the chance to come out, rally, and try to get into and make a comeback. The idea of that is winning more. You're doing a risky strategy to try to win the game, 100% guaranteed. Now, the last type I want to talk about is what I call the very specifically defined tempo play or tempo move. Now, these are really easy to understand, but they're the hardest to get correctly. The idea behind making a tempo play is that you're wanting to make a play that keeps the momentum of your side moving forward, keeps your field, like your game state moving forward, while hindering your opponent's game state. Usually when you make a tempo play, such as, like, a good example would be in Hearthstone. If your opponent's got a 3 health minion and it's their only minion and it's like turn 5, turn 6, you can decide, well, I'm going to play my fireball. I'm going to hit him for 3 damage, even though fireball does 6, and then I'm going to play a minion. You're losing out on the value of 3 health or 3 damage with the fireball, but you're gaining the tempo of clearing your opponent's field and establishing a better one on yours. This is the idea of a tempo play, is that you're moving the game state forward for you, and sometimes at the detriment of value. Now, if you want to understand value, I can make a whole dedicated video of it. The TLDR of it is the ceiling, the possible ceiling of what you can get out of a play or a card and what you actually get out of it. So if a card does 6 damage and you get all 6 damage out of it, that is a full value card. Now I can explain this more in a separate video, just let me know. But back to this. Now, this is really similar to the idea of win more, but instead of trying to close the game out, you're trying to just progress your game state faster. In Apex and Overwatch and Warzone, tempo plays happen all the time, and you just really don't know that you're doing it. A good example, Apex, let's talk about that because that's the game I know the most. You see a team fight happen and they're poking at each other, but they're on the high ground. They have where you want. And maybe you don't want to commit to the third party because there can be another 4th, 5th, 6th party. If you're on KC, the whole lobby will probably be there in 30 seconds. So you don't want to commit. So you've decided that you're going to take the fight in a couple of ways. You can spam grenades. You can snipe in, maybe poke. You can maybe just throw out your crypto drone to EMP them and generate shield. The idea behind it is that you're kind of harassing your opponent, and you're gaining a benefit in the far of weakening to the point that maybe you're ready to make that push and take that position, or you're just generating shields. So you're kind of just messing with your opponent. You're not letting them develop their game state while helping your game state in general. That's really the 3 types of tempo plays that I'd really like to talk about. Wrapping up, you got win more, you're trying to close out a game. You have comeback, you're behind, so it's a play you use to try to catch back up. Tempo plays, which are just normal plays. You know what? Let me go back. The ultimate tempo play of Hearthstone in year 1, Yeti. Just play Yeti. It's tempo Yeti. It's literally a meme. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understand tempo a lot more than you did but going into it. If you think I got something wrong, let me know. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'll try to address them. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later.